marks the 74th anniversary of WFMY News 2. It was August 18th, 1949. WFMY-TV marked its very first live television broadcast for the station.
And this is the key. It was also the first live broadcast in North Carolina.
The whole state.
And that broadcast lasted for 4 minutes, 25 seconds. It was a success, right, for that long.
Yeah.
But there were some bumps out of the gate.
Yeah, former WFMY News 2 engineer Doyle Thompson described the play-by-play of that first broadcast.
We had the first live, of course, in the state, and Don Hardison was our announcer. And the night of this first live newscast, we were all set to go, and we were all keyed up. I was sitting at the video console. As I remember, Bill Young was sitting at the audio console for the sound. So we got all ready, and we gave Don the cue to start talking. We immediately put him on the air. You could see Don, you could see his mouth moving, but we didn't have any sound. And so we stopped and started over again. We went back to a slide and then got all ready, and we cued him again. We found we'd had the wrong microphone or something to this effect. Cued him again, and up came Don. Beautiful picture, mouth moving, no sound. And about that time, Don was getting a little unhappy with the situation too. And just as the audio man found the correct switch and threw the switch, we heard on the air the first words, "Judas Priest." And this was from Hardison because he was a little unhappy. But after that, things ran pretty smooth.
Live TV is still unpredictable today. You can imagine that on the very first broadcast.
For sure.
I love that the worst word he could come up with, Judas Priest.
Yeah, it's good it wasn't worse than that. Yeah, right?
That's right.
Yes, we've all been there.
That's cool.
And so, you know, lots of things have changed, and yet lots of things have stayed the same, right? We still do a newscast.
Sure.
It's not 4 minutes anymore. It's much longer.
There are still technical difficulties every once in a while.
There are.
And you roll with the punches.
That's right.
Kind of cool though to see through the years. You know, we actually have a wall in our newsroom now that has a lot of those memories, and it kind of goes decade by decade, and you can see how it's changed.
And I'm glad you mentioned that. I honestly love walking by it and just looking at all the different pictures and saying, ooh, look at that, and even just asking questions, because that's the perfect time to ask questions if you do and learn more about the history.
It's incredible how much technology has changed over that time. Even if you just take like the last 20 years, you know, sometimes the younger people in our newsroom will ask, how did you go to stories when you didn't have a phone that had GPS? And it's like, well, we just printed out MapQuest out, right? But like you had to use maps.
Sure.
I mean, and that's just one little part of it.
Lots of things have changed. Of course, we wouldn't have this history, of course, without you, our News 2 community. Speaking of which, the very first broadcast, and look there's our station back in the day. TV owners in Raleigh, Blowing Rock, Wilmington, and Danville, Virginia reported the reception of that very first newscast. So different kind of footprint than what we have today. The newscast made WFMY become the 76th commercial television station in the country to go on the air. So super cool. And I know a lot of people, as they're looking at this video, they're thinking to themselves, oh, I remember when they either built the station, or I remember when they used to have certain programs that I would come to as a kid, or things that I would watch and that kind of jazz. So super fun. All right. That means next year is the biggie, friends. That's right. We look forward to celebrating the 75th with you. I know.
What's the plan?
I don't know. We're going to make plans. There's going to have to be a big birthday cake or something, right? I think so too. All right. We'll see you then.